Welcome to Harley Designs.
Welcome to the Scale Builders Guild.
It is time.
Episode
Buck
139.
Yeah.
$1.39 of the live stream takeover, which is about the value you get out of this show.
If you add them all up.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah. Hey, cheers. Cheers to. Oh, we're both having tea tonight. It's tea time.
Yep. I'm having some imported tea.
Mine's
French
imported
one.
as well. Mine's Chinese.
Mine's Lipton. But I had to buy it from France.
Check in. Let us know where you're watching from and what your favorite tea blend is. It's been a busy week for me. I actually had to go into the office today and work like a real person.
Oh.
I'm not, I gotta say, not used to it. This is only like the maybe fifth or sixth time I've had to actually sit in the office and work with people in the room. And you can probably hear it in my voice, getting over a little bit of a cold here.
Did you start your stream?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on.
People are saying that something's happening. A number of people. Tell Matt to actually start his stream. What's going on with Matt's stream? It says live in 2 minutes. I don't know.
Nope.
I'm sure
totally
it'll be
on.
cleared up. Don't worry, YouTube's been working.
Everyone's checking in. Everyone's saying hello.
Oh, there you go.
So
yeah. If you're on Matt's stream, you can hit Alt F4 to reboot. And computer jokes.
Was this my first date? No, I have been in the office a few times before this. Lots of social events, and most of my clients, for whatever reason, are like, we like working from home. They're probably the ones with kids, or they just don't like.
Yeah,
if the kids are in school, I'm staying home. I don't want to work. But yeah, no, I had to go in. It's a lot more work than I remember interacting in real time with people. Started 3 minutes later than Josh's. Weird. Well, oh well, whatever.
You
didn't miss anything.
Right, exactly. Yeah, how long of a commute is it from your house to work?
With traffic, it's about 25, 30 minutes.
Okay, that's reasonable.
It's city traffic though, so it's literally like if there was no traffic, it would be 2 minutes.
Oh,
like just booting it right through the city. But
yeah, perfect.
Because there's always traffic, it takes way longer. People don't know how to drive anymore. Yeah. I would like to not go in, but when clients want to sit in there and work, no other way around it. Got to do it.
Skill Crawler Fab Shop would like to know when was the last time you put gas in the 4xe?
Oh, well, I had to buy gas last weekend or the weekend before. What weekend did I do the final testing on Mayhem?
Oh, weekend before last.
Yeah, so, no, not the weekend before last, was it? What day is it today?
Yeah, because I had a free weekend last week.
2 weekends ago.
Yes.
2 weekends ago. When we drove out to the airfield, that's when I bought gas.
Because that was a long trip. That was a long trip for you. That makes sense. Now, was that you had put in new gas since the Alabama trip?
Since April? Yeah. It was like, you got to use some gas, man. You can't. This
stuff's getting old.
Yeah, this is old gas. You can't use that anymore.
I think that's going to be a problem with those battery operated.
Well, for people who try to just use it as an electric vehicle, absolutely. There's actually a mode that it goes into if you don't use the gas called Form, which is like a fuel and oil something mode.
Modulation.
Sure. Yeah, remodulation. Anyway, it will force the engine to cycle until it decides that you should buy new gas. And in fact, you can trick it by actually like opening the gas cap and just going squirt squirt, and then. But you shouldn't do that. You should actually run the old oil and gas
regen mode. Huh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
recirculation.
glad that you had to go.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you had to go into the office for once. My every day at the office for me is just it's just another roll of the dice. You never know what you're going to walk into.
Yeah, I can imagine. Is the cardboard bitch going to be there? Is he not going to be there? Is there a new cardboard bitch?
Yeah, he's in college, so right now he's like 1 or 2 days a week. So boxes pile up.
Pile up, man. Yeah.
The amount of Amazon packages I get at work.
It's not even work-related boxes that he's crushing.
Joey, man, because I just walk in there and just huck the box, packing slip, the bubble mailers, they're all still in there. I'm like,
another whopper for the copper.
Yeah. So anyway, this month is sponsored by Vanquish Products and trying something today. We'll see if this is going to work. I made a code that we'll give out at the end. It's only going to be good for 25 people.
Magic codes for special people.
For 25 people. First 25.
What's the discount? Was it a discount code or is it a special gift code?
Discount code. It's pretty decent.
Interesting. This is very interesting. Gunnar Nissen, thank you very much. Hello all. Tonight's code. This is for beef jerky on the jerky store, satisfiedjerky.com, is hashtag Matt is gassy. It's better than Matt is the shocker. Because electricity.
Oh. Today we are going to have Randall from Axial on here in a little bit.
Yes.
We usually try and do that around 6:30.
Hashtag Uncle Fart. That's absolutely correct.
Someone said that here too. Yeah, someone remembered.
A lot of those. Randall.
Axial on. He was the project manager of the Mini Capra. Matt also got
orange.
The Fox one.
Fox. Basic. So orange.
We're going to talk to Randall about this, so get all of your harassing questions ready.
Note that I changed the wheels and tires again on mine.
Did you get the Class Zeros on there? No.
Yeah, these are the Class Zero crawlers.
Those are the Class Zeros? Oh, they still look big.
Well, it's the 1.9 rim that makes them look so big.
Yeah, I like that look. Mine...
I know you do.
My Class Zeros are on the way. Because I'm not taking the Class Zeros off my Bronco. They're too good. But this truck is about to go through a bunch of changes for me.
Yeah? Oh, yes. Yeah. And, mine would be doing the same if somebody would check their messages more frequently.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm going to try and do a video on it tonight, I think, and then start that project right after that. So I'll show you guys a little bit of that towards the end as well. I'll let Randall in. But
Echo Beast Fost 13. Should I get the 10.3 base camp or TRX4 Sport?
I think we should also.
That's a good question. There may be a third one.
I was gonna say we should discuss the entry of the new element.
Yeah, and right after I thank Wrapped Graphics for his super chat. Well done again on the Mayhem Challenge, boys. Well, actually, that's just for me. So you get none of that.
You get nothing.
I'm keeping that for me. But thank you very much. The challenge was fantastic. Not over for me in my mind. Still going to come back to that one.
I have more to talk about on there as well.
Yeah, definitely. We'll get to that at some point. But yes, that is a good idea because that's something that we should talk about.
So, we'll wrap his question in. He said base camp, TRX4 Sport, or the...
He did not say or the element.
We are going to add the element.
We're going to add the element SE, which I have right here.
Now...
as luck would have it.
The Element SE. So that came out today. That's Element's new entry, $299.
$299.
Which is a great price because none of the 10 scales are there. However...
How did they do it?
Well, they took a lot of value out of that car to try and hit that price point.
Yes, they did. And you can see one of the ways they did it right there.
Bushings and plastic links. It's like,
I know I know that you do not like the plastic link or
No.
bushings. I know you do not
The
like
bushing
that.
again, and I'm honestly mad at you for how you tried to rationalize it in that video.
No, 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 no.
It's
That's exactly a perfect rationalization as far as I'm
it's
concerned.
how a rationalization would be made, but we're we're not buying $50 freaking Walmart toys. Like
No,
it's
that's
hobby grade
correct.
stuff. Like
Yeah. But
bearings are
here's the thing. Here's the thing. And I know that you're going to argue this point, and you're a much more performance oriented person than I am.
mhm.
99% of the time. I'd say 100% of the time, actually. Bushings do not offer so much less or so much more rolling resistance that they make such a huge difference with the battery tech that we have nowadays. It's not that big of a difference. And if you are a noob and you have children who are going to be using this, even though it's hobby grade, get them started with something like this, they're going to get it wet and they're going to put it away wet. And if you have bearings, you've just ruined all those bearings on an RTR truck that hasn't been properly maintained. If you are just getting started,
You will. Sure. You can.
Okay.
Here's the thing. You're going to the shafts are still going to rust as well. So
Sure.
you're going to have rust there anyway. You seize up a bushing or a bearing, you damn near have a bushing. Yes, it is a different material. I know that bronze is not steel like on a bearing. I'm aware of that. Trust me.
Uh-huh.
We're buying hobby grade stuff. I'm not okay with it.
That's
And
fine. Again,
you
it's
put-
not. This is not for you. This truck is not for you.
I'm just saying, like, they took so much out of it to try and hit $299. I'm like,
Right.
ugh.
But I applaud them for doing that. I really do. I think it's good to have a cheap barrier to entry for more people to get into the hobby. If they want to put bearings in it later, they can. It still has bearings in the axles, like around the ring and pinion. It still has bearings there.
Then it's the same thing. You still have bearings that are still going to get wet. Those axles will let in water just the same.
But they're all the way on the inside.
Ooh, okay, so it makes it harder. Like,
Makes it hard for the water to get in.
not really.
I'm making a joke. But I think that, right now, in the economic situation that most of the world is in,
Right.
if you told them that it's a hobby grade RC that is very bare bones and pretty basic, but it starts at $299 ready to run, you're going to get a lot more people in the door than you would if this was $389.
The price point is everything. It's the selling point of the car. Like
Yeah,
that is
it's 100%. It's 100% the selling point.
If you are stretching dollars to try and get there, it makes sense. Like
Yep.
it's the thing. It's like if you're looking at the difference between buying, a WL Toys or something like that, and you're at that like,
Right.
I can almost get there, or you can like stretch to get to that. It's the
Stretch to get that. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
So
but
it's really it's all about the price only. Everything else is, skimp. This shrinkflation, is it shrink?
shrinkflation. There's a term for it. Yeah.
Yeah. That is it skimpflation? Is that how it's put, Ben?
Yeah.
But yeah, it is one of those things. It's just like everything else is getting more expensive, so they're just like taking away things that are the standard and the norm to
Right.
try and hit that price point now. Stagflation, is that it?
You should have seen some of the chats with other people I had today.
Oh.
Like within the hobby.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's just like it's cars that I just expect to be at that hobby grade.
For sure. Again, I think this is sort of like their last leader barrier to entry gets lowered, so people who want to enjoy this hobby who probably don't have the $400 or $500 can get in, get it cheap.
Yeah, it's
like Checkered Past makes a good point that this also could be Element leaving room to come out with like a full function or full option factory team version. So you get the aluminum upgrade shocks, you get metal links, You get bearings.
You mean like the regular one?
Yeah,
Was
exactly. What?
for
But I'll
$30
tell you,
more.
this is a much better RTR radio than what they used to offer. I'll say
That's
that
just
right
the
now.
SCX24 radio.
No, it's not the same radio, man.
Well,
It's
I mean, it's the fourth channel version, but
yeah, it's a 4-channel version. I think it's bigger, isn't it?
no, same radio.
Is it?
Yeah.
1 second.
Hazard 3. Thank you, sir. 100% element over axial on this rig. As for bushings, Tamiya has been crushing them at prices for a while. Test improvement. Yeah, it is a Tamiya move, and we bitch about it every time.
You know what? They might be the same radio.
They're the same radio.
Oh, you know what though? The axial one has a foam wheel.
I bet it has a bearing around the wheel too.
Same action. And this is a 4-channel radio too. Same exact radio. So
there you go.
But it is a much better radio than what Associated was doing before.
Yikes. I couldn't ever. I don't remember. Oh, actually, do I have it? I do.
I got one.
It was this one.
Look at this dog.
Large.
Woof. Yuck. I can't do this one-handed.
Oh, it's because you have little girl hands.
Look at the way you're holding it.
That's how I hold all my radios.
You're probably one of these guys.
CCXRC.
Do you do it like this?
I missed one from Scott O'Blander too. Scott O'Blander, thank you. I'm with Josh on the bearings. And why servo on axle? The servo on axle, some of like the comp performance guys will definitely like it. For out of the box, honestly, I bet they'll say for other reasons, I'm sure, but I guarantee the reason that they went that way is because it's way cheaper to injection mold that servo mount than it is to include the 2-piece aluminum panhard mount that they made. And they had to do that to fix their shock mount design before.
Shock mount, yeah. So
this one is, I guarantee, it's because it was the cheapest option.
Yep, definitely.
So, that's definitely.
We all upgrade regardless of what an RTR comes with. It's just the way we are, and eventually it's only 40% original. Mm-hmm. I know I
totally agree.
Yeah. Craig Thompson.
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Now that he's made the video clarifying your victory, am I free to give Tony his phone back?
Yes, Tony can have his phone.
Tony can have his phone back, and the key to the lock that is holding his wife and kids hostage is...
There are so many people who think, because I don't think they've ever watched Tony before, that that's who Tony is. And that is not Tony. Yeah. That's not Tony at all.
CCX calling you guys out for cheating? And I'm just like...
Oh, the number of comments that I've gotten on my videos calling me a cheater or...
I know. I'm like, Tony...
I'm not allowed... I should not have won. And I'm like, I didn't come anywhere close to winning. At all. And they're like, you should be disqualified because you have all those tools at home. And I was like, no, I do not have a laser cutting machine at home. It's amazing. I'm thrilled. I want to get back to this one. Craig Thompson said, I know my shop's a little different than most, but I rarely get people shopping on price. They want to buy quality, which is why I sell a lot of Vanquish kits. Okay, Craig, stop sucking up. Josh is not going to give you a discount.
Done. I'll give you the code at the end of the show. It's just for you, as long as you're before 24 other people. It's
okay. So if you're Blue Dooley makes an excellent point.
Mm-hmm.
If you really like the TRX4M, right?
Yes, for its scale. With bushings, it's fine because of the complete difference of scale and price point. It's $150.
Yeah, and it's an 18th scale. This is a 10th scale.
Scale, pretty much.
The Defender is exactly 18th scale.
Yes, I'm aware.
the
It's
only
a 20,
time
completely
they actually
different.
did it right. No, it's not different at all. It's exactly the same. This
I was
is
actually
a
going to bring that up.
299 tenth scale.
Honestly, the only thing that I'm a little like the TRX4M, the bushings in that size don't bother me. The one thing that kind of bothers me about the TRX4M at that size is the plastic ring and pinion.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll see how those hold up.
well, and I
Um,
don't know. I guess I didn't confirm if the pinion is
the
plastic.
pinion is plastic too.
Is it okay? I knew that the
Yeah.
ring gear locker assembly was, but again, and that's again, it's we'll have to see how it holds up.
Go check your phone.
I had it against my key
Um,
vibrating. So
doesn't the bomber come with plastic links? Indeed, it does. But I think that one's
the
end of
bomber
life, and
has
it came out a long time ago.
yeah, aged itself well. The
Yeah.
deadbolt used to come with plastic links.
The honcho came with plastic links too.
Hmm. So, and all of those things, it's like it was the norm before, but yeah,
Somebody said that this old radio is also a Fly Sky radio.
it could have been.
This thing is
It
friggin'
very
terrible.
likely by the same manufacturer.
Anywho, was Josh not hugged enough as a child?
No, and it's like obviously I don't care. Like if it's me, yeah, I'll rip it out and I'll upgrade half the things on it anyway. But it's
Before you even drive it. I will say though that I wasn't supremely nice to this truck as I was driving it, and it it took it pretty well. Didn't break anything. I smashed it around a lot on the rocks. So, I
yeah,
still think it's a good entry level, good beginner truck.
it's cheap. That's good.
Yeah, it's
That's
it's cheap. If you
the
don't,
tires.
if you
The tires
oof,
look like the price.
these tires, I will wholeheartedly agree with you that these are
Those tires
absolutely awful.
are awful.
These are awful, really terrible. Do not like.
You know what they remind me of is the old Proline hammers.
Yeah, a lot of people said rip saws as well. Kind of looks like the rip saw a little bit.
Ripsaw. Yep.
Yeah.
No, they're like
It's a
ugh.
nice compound, but it's just such a
Their
weird,
compound is
not
never bad.
good design at all.
No, it takes away from the truck. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know if they were paying any licensing on the Generals. I can't imagine that they were, but they just throw
put
something.
those
If you're
back
making a
on.
tire, just make a non-licensed one. Just make a non-licensed basic tire. That one's bad.
Yeah, do not like.
The yeah,
A
I
kit
do like.
version of that would be good. I'd like to see that for sure. I think we probably will see a kit version of that come.
Interesting. I'd be surprised
Maybe.
if that did. I
Yeah.
would
Oh, you
doubt
don't
it.
think so? Yeah.
No.
Why not?
Kits just aren't. That's a cheap truck. That's the point of it, and especially in that rate, like kits don't sell like they do, like an
Yeah.
RTR.
Yeah.
I'd like that they did inner fenders.
Yes, inner
The-
fenders were good. The bumpers
They
are much better than the original ones.
yes,
Sliders are better too. Axles are nice. They're like it looks like a decent axle now. It's not.
It didn't. It looks like they only changed the diff cover.
I think it's a whole new axle, man. I don't think it's the same.
I think it looks just like the same one, but with a different diff cover, or nearly the same.
I don't think so. Were the original excuse me, were the original ones 3-piece as well? I think they were.
Yes. Like yeah, here's the front of this one.
Yeah. No, I think they're different.
I don't know.
I think they're different. I don't know.
I bet they made some very small modifications.
Subtle changes.
Yeah. So,
Josh, was there a video on the Instagram page on the winner of the V-Speed Mayhem? No, because when you win, you don't need to proclaim that you won.
no, I didn't.
Yeah, we didn't actually do an official like results, but I mean,
We
if you
need
were
to do that.
following along at home, the speeds were as follows. Oh, I was pretty close on my predictions, by the way.
Were you?
Yeah, I was pretty close. Tony from CCXRC and Turks and Jerps both got to 54 miles an hour. RC Review got to 73.2, and he was the only one to have a point in there because he didn't use
Because he's the only one who didn't
GNSS.
follow the rules. Why was he the only one who didn't follow the rules? God damn it.
Yeah, he used a questionable GPS system to track his speed.
Only
Which
one
is
who couldn't follow the rules.
Super annoying.
Out.
K-pop got 71 or 12.
What?
Yeah, 71 was the speed that was on the GNSS, but earlier on there was one where he got 12 in his video. So we don't know. West Desert Wheeler got to 63 miles an hour. Tom Lee got to 71, which I was not surprised by. I thought he was going to come in second place, and he may have because he used a reliable GPS system. And Josh finished in first with 74 miles per hour out of a Vanquish Phoenix straight axle kit.
Yes. Very fun.
I got to 62 plus 5 for my attempt, and I think that brings us into mail
Officially
call.
broke in the 62s.
Yeah, I was like, I was the happiest guy in the whole world. If you've watched the video, that was genuine excitement on my face because
Yes.
that's the fastest I've ever gone in one of these stupid challenges. But not the end for me. That car is going to go faster because in mail call today, I got new batteries that I'm going to be running.
Oh, nice.
These are the R lines from Genzace Tattoo, where less is more. And that's obviously what I thought at the beginning of this competition. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run two of these in parallel with a parallel connector that I managed to get. And that was all on Josh's recommendation after the challenge was over. He's like, oh, no, you should be running two batteries in parallel. And I was like, is this a parallel?
Like, is that 8S? Like, no.
That's serious. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that. I've also got a new motor on the way that is much larger. So I think for me, though, the temps have gone much lower, which means I've lost a lot of grip because the tires will be a lot harder because they'll be colder. So I'm probably going to wait till the spring.
I'm in the spring. I'll be ready as well. I'm gonna
Yeah.
let it sit up there on the shelf and not look at it for at least a month while I reclaim some of my life expectancy.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
mayhem
Because
take it out of you.
Oh my gosh, mayhem was true mayhem. Blind Guy RC, thank you very much. Hey man, that was a busy weekend. FMS looks great. Got my comp build basically done. Planning a scale hardbody with a VS410 builder's kit. Awesome. That sounds great, Jesse. Can't wait to see that.
Thank
On
you as
your
well, Blank
Instagram.
RC. Trying to figure out what chassis I could use in place of the VS410 builder's kit. Leaf spring, no. That 12 scale Capra, eh? As far as chassis,
14
the
scale.
brazen scale makes an easy drop in, and the Rock Pirates that I did also made an easy drop in. And then I've got an Artful Dodgers that I don't know yet, but I have to do. I believe that it will make a pretty easy platform.
David Ferris wants to know how those Element tires would compare to the original VXTs for performance. I would give a slight nod to these probably, and not the VXTs.
Yeah, I would bet.
The compound is softer.
Yeah, the carcass be thinner as well.
Yeah.
Take the cage off, Josh. Added weight. That's titanium. It is very light. It's probably about the weight of the Lexan that I removed.
Oh, here's Tony right now. Tony CCXRC. Compared to, I'm obviously way behind on comments, but compared to the original SCX-10, I think I paid $420 for my CRC edition Jeep with plastic links. Yep.
That's the whole thing is that to get it to $299 now,
you got to do a lot of trimming.
you got yeah, that's the thing. It's just everything's more expensive. So
Yep.
getting it to that price point, they just had to take everything off.
Yep.
That we're gonna have Randall on here in a minute. You got to remember this
Oh
was
yeah, that's right.
250.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
but if you add bearings and a battery to the element to make it even,
Yeah, you're almost
gonna be
like,
more than $100 there.
yeah. What do I want to buy now? It keeps changing.
But dude,
This is the problem. It keeps changing.
yeah, you know,
What do they call that? When you keep changing the goalposts, everyone keeps
yeah.
changing the goalposts around, moving the goal. That'll move the chains.
That first down. Wait, what? I got some mail call stuff, but it's mainly camera related. Um, what is this? Oh, I also got another Outrunner and super tiny ESC deal. This is one of those HK Hobbies ones. I had one of these in one of my, which one? I put this in the AHP welder truck that I made with that scattergun chassis. So I replaced that. What do you got next?
Alex Tech 1/4-inch PET expandable wire braiding. This is the best stuff in the whole world, and I ran out, so I bought some more. Yep, I wrap all my wires in that.
Pellison has sent me a handful of packages lately. I bought their neck mount thing.
Yeah, the neck mount is the best.
And then they sent me like a few different other random GoPro, and actually they sent me, I don't have it in here, I've got the Rode video mics, the mic Go2 or whatever. Yep. And the most annoying thing about it is charging it. Like they've got you have to take 3 USB-C cables to charge it.
Oh no.
They all go. So Tellison makes a case where I can just drop each of them into it, and it's a battery itself. And
the Lark M1 that I have, that comes all in one big style AirPod case, and you just charge it with one USB port. Yeah,
it's just like that. I'm gonna try that Lark as well. I think
it's awesome, man. You hear it all the time. You heard it on my capper video. Mm-hmm. Even when it was mega windy like that, I put the dead cat on it.
So in your capper video, you were recording that as you were driving.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounded like you were voiceovering in the studio.
That's amazing.
I did not know you were doing that.
That was full on live.
Yeah. Wow.
Film, lots of stuff going on there, man. Wow. Holding, there's a screenshot for video right there. Holding the gimbal, driving with this in the other hand, talking, and keeping the truck in frame all at the same time. How does he do it? A lot of people have asked, how do I do that? And Rebecca and I were like, oh, wait, we need somebody else to film me filming while I was doing it. And I don't think we have anybody.
You know what? That makes for a decent reel there. The last thing I got for mail call showed up today, and that is one of these guys. The old Tamiya YJ hard body.
Real Jeeps have square headlights.
False. But yeah, so I got this today, which again, like I said, is kind of hard to find.
Nice. No, they're not hard to find.
They are.
You said that they were, and I did one search, and you were like, oh.
Yeah,
neat. No apology. No thank you either, if I recall. Nah, not your style.
Over it. Yeah, so I think that this could turn into a fun little project. You can tell that this doesn't line up quite right, but we have the technology.
Lift it up so everyone can see.
Oh, sorry, your side can't see it.
Cool Jeep. Not another Jeep.
The width, the track width.
Track width is nice.
I mean, like just tucked, just perfectly. So
Randall's probably rolling over. He's like, I'm out.
Don't
ruin my car.
It could be like Matt and just like bolt a body to a cage and be like, look at that, guys.
Oh, I did that with the bomber. That was it. It's the only time I've done that. And it looked great. The rules were vague about GPS or something like it. No, they weren't, Tony.
No,
it was
they were not.
extremely specific.
It said this one or this one. These are your two.
Those are the only two choices you have. He chose neither of those. Phil's run is more impressive since he had next to no arrow on his rig. I agree. It's pretty incredible what he was able to achieve.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Direct drive, big motor. He had a boat motor mount in there. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that was smart. Yeah.
I technically fastest and with a 540 motor. I think I was the only one who ran a 540.
No, I ran a 540.
Did you? Oh.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't notice. I thought you had a HD, Pro 4 HD.
Yeah, but I swapped to Castle 3850.
Okay, that's right. Because you had the Pro 4 HD 2500.
Correct. Not enough KVs.
That makes sense. Yes.
Yep. Jesse Sleppy said, well, he didn't say that, but he said, I bet you have 75 in yours, Matt. I bet you're not wrong. I think I could probably top Josh's speed, and then he would just top that speed again.
Yeah, I do hope to just. I don't know if I need more motor. More motor. I think I could get that thing over 80 in a weekend.
Did K-pop ever run it with the body on? No.
Yeah, that was. So K-pop did a follow-up video where he tore his down to show the connecting rod that he turned into a
busted
J hole.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get those up to those high RPMs for that long. Dave Zilla said he might have one ready for spring as well. The rules are posted. If you guys want to do it, I heartily encourage you. So fun.
It would be cool.
Why did Hemistorm not compete? Not available. He graciously he was pleased and chuffed that we asked him, and he would have liked to have done it, but he just could not commit, doing a lot of traveling. Same with RC Girl. I don't think she had the time to commit to it. A lot of people asked me in my video comments why we didn't ask Raz Schifrin or Kevin Talbot. It's like, well, Kevin Talbot's got close to 2 million subscribers. Probably sure he's not going to be interested in participating, nor would I even know how to get a hold of him. Everyone else we sort of had like a bit of either a communication or a relationship of some sort already with. Raz, I don't know that he would want to do it either. I don't know. Maybe he would have, but this was sort of like
we needed to prove the concept.
Yeah,
like
proof of concept
that we had some sort of reasonable reach and ability to. From there, again, we'll come up with more. We'll do.
There will be others after this. Checkered past. My truck weighed 9 pounds. And Josh's was 6.5. You said?
Yeah, six or some 6 and some. I don't remember.
6
what it was.
And change. I think the weight helps me. I think it keeps it more planted. Yours was all flippity-doo.
Keeps yours planted close to the ground and
firmly in the spot that you put it.
Yeah. Oh, my. Jeremiah, thank you, sir. New monthly mayhem challenge: turn a VS410 in Phoenix to a race buggy. Oh, no. What motor should I run in my Rift? I'm putting a Reef 888 in it. Motor. I honestly haven't done any motor swaps on the Rift. I've only ran my Rift with the stock electronics, stock motor.
When I built my kit, I bought the stock electronics because I was like, that's good.
Honestly, the stock electronics in that thing had way more power than I thought it. I was like, Jesus, this thing
does not need this much. This does not.
Which also was Randall's project. Who we should get in here?
Yes, let's do that real quick. Thank you to Chuck's RC Habit. Good evening, Matt and Josh. I've been away for a bit. Finally got moved. Welcome. Still unpacking RCs. Thank you for the content. And Matt, what's the plan for the Tamiya Blazer behind you? You'll find out tomorrow. And I lost Josh completely. He's on hold while he brings in Randall, I presume. I've never seen that before. Didn't know you could be on hold. He paused himself. I wonder if he knows that he did that. My guess is no. Tamiya Blazer. There'll be a big update on the Blazing Blazer tomorrow. on What's on the Bench Weekly. Beep bop boop. I wonder if he knows what he did. I'll see if I can get him here. Let's look through the comments. Definitely one of the coolest cars that Tamiya ever did, from 1982, believe it or not. And oh, here we go. Here they are. They're back. Guys, what the heck?
There we go.
What's Randall doing?
He's doing his impersonation of the Blair Witch.
Oh my gosh! Don't say anything. Don't say anything smart yet.
Do you have like the whole on-screen display?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can see
sure do.
everything about your new camera settings.
Do they look?
That's cool. No.
Yeah.
This is it's like watching you through my viewfinder.
Oh, man.
Welcome to the show, noob.
Yeah.
You know, it's always something. I don't know. All this camera gear goes away until I have you guys on a call.
You knew this was coming, though, right?
I did. I just, sometimes I don't have the time.
Yeah, we know how that goes.
I totally know how that goes.
I have more important things to do.
Sadly, we don't. This is
annoying.
This is it. This is
I'm just cropping some of it off so that people can
I'm leaving it. I think
much
it's awesome.
Appreciated.
So, anyway, Randall is one of the project managers at Horizon, doing mainly or only axial projects at this time.
I actually do have one Losi project I'm working on.
What?
Yeah.
And you told us earlier what that is, but tell the people now.
Oh, it's that one that has the 4 tires.
So it's not a 6x6.
No,
or a 3-wheeler. All right.
4 tires and a prop.
Is it on top? Hold on. Joker 5105714 Can I purchase the file for the VFD twin ship servo mat you made for the family truckster?
Hey, this is questions for Randall only.
Shoot me a message on.
Yeah, I don't have time for that, guys.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, I've got a question. It's more of a comment, and it's all in caps, so I'm sure he's yelling it. But Rob G Off-Road and RC wants to say, please re-release the 6x6 Unimog.
There's always one, and we're probably going to hear a bunch more.
Yes.
No.
Oh, man. Darn it, guys. You heard it here
I saw one on
first.
eBay last week for like $1,500.
Yeah, you know who was selling it? Randall.
I was going to say that, Rob G. He's trying to make a profit.
So,
man,
look at what you've done. Look at what you did.
Talking about.
Look what you.
How long?
Oh, hey! Wait a second. That's a green caged one. We don't have those.
No, didn't. It wound up on the cutting room floor.
That's
how
too
long
bad.
have you been working on these?
Yeah. When did you start working on this?
I'd have to go look at the date, but it was probably almost 2 years ago.
Okay.
It's a long process. Yeah, they don't come out of the oven fast.
Right. No, and it's not like you're only working on one project during that time. You've got, obviously, I think we've talked to you about other ones since then.
6. Yeah, I probably have like 6 projects in the boiler.
Right. So
holy cow.
Yeah, it's but this one was kind of out of left field for people who weren't weren't thinking about it. Now it's not like it's the only one that's ever been about this size or these proportions.
That's correct. Yeah, the way back in the model, basically what I modeled it off of was the old ECX Temper,
right?
Or the old was that the low C, the mini rock crawler?
Yeah, the MRC. Yep.
MRC. Yeah.
So yeah, there was the MRC, then wasn't there another, didn't they have another ECX that was before the Slick Rock that used it or something like that too?
The Temper?
Temper.
That one? Yeah, the Temper.
Then there was the Slick Rock as well.
Oh,
Yeah, they were basically
Okay.
the same. I think it was just rebranded.
Yeah, a little bit different styles and rebranding, things like that.
Yeah.
all I was handed was a Temper.
And said, there you go.
They're
said,
like,
"Here."
here, buddy, here, pal, make this again.
Yeah,
But
make
better.
something cool make something cool like this, but better.
Right.
Right.
So, it does have bearings. Yes.
It does have. What was your scope of this project when you were tasked?
I'll tack another one on. Don't use square headlights. That was part of it.
Yeah, but that's a good question though. Like
Man.
the Capra was already out there, and you did the 4-wheel steer Capra that kind of
Yeah.
followed that up, and Josh liked that one a lot more. What made you guys go, you know what, we need a slightly smaller one?
It was kind of just to fill a void. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of 18 scale stuff out there. The ECX Temper has been around for a long time, and it's sold well, you know. So we were kind of, you know, let's see if we can break into the 18 scale market and, you know, come out with an 18 scale Capra. We talked about doing it 4-wheel steer, but for what we've got going on, it just wasn't in the cards to get it done and get everything developed in time. You know, in order for it to be 4-wheel steer, you got to have some different electronics.
Right. Yeah, because you've got the 2-in-1, you know, the whole deal there.
You need a 2-in-1 with a third channel, and that's not very doable, you know.
Right.
Yep.
Exactly.
Without extra development time. Now you got to type somebody else.
That's fair.
I got a couple here. One bare ends. Appreciate it. Thank you. I need a replacement for our 1/18th mini crawler shocks. Ooh, that might be a different one. That might be a difficult one. Anyone know of a direct fit? I do not. Maybe try the new Mini T.
Oh yeah, maybe that would work.
What size are the shocks?
Remember the old mini crawler? Didn't they have like a M2 or M2.5 shock shaft? I don't remember.
Oh man.
Eric Baker. Now, Randall, can we have an SCX6 Capra? UTB6. I mean, I'm in for that.
I would like to see that too.
So we just need to take that and scale it up. But everybody hates that we just take things and scale them up or scale them down. So we won't make a Capra.
Wait, who hates that?
You know, I think I can see the reflection of the UTB6 in that photo in the back for the. Yeah.
You guys always scare me when you do that. I swear I check everything.
Based on how well the Honcho SCX6 does, like just changing the body and putting a cage on the back of that thing made it way more capable. I would like to see a large scale like Capra. I think that would be really, really sick.
You know,
I'll put way bigger tires on that one too.
Yeah, because your ride height is already too high.
That doesn't change the ride height that much. But look, I put smaller ones on it now.
Art here, his comment here is fantastic. Considering how big the UTB 18 is, you could probably drive a UTB 6.
Yeah, it's just like the crawler that you already do in real life.
Yeah, why not? You can ride on an SCX6 already, so.
Yeah,
so when they told you we need a replacement
for,
right, we need a replacement for the Temper. At that point, did it kind of open up, and then you were like, well, let's make a little brother to the Capra, or was it like, hey, take the Capra and replace the Temper? Like, was that already kind of lined out?
Kind of, but not exactly. You know, and it's always a joint effort. It's not necessarily just one person making the decision. There's always a lot of, you know, few of us in there that are kind of talking about what we should do. And there's a lot of people that really like the Capra body style. So it was kind of makes it slightly easier to just say scale it down, but it just anybody that's worked in CAD, it doesn't exactly work that way. You can't say minus 10% off of the car. No.
Yeah, it's a starting point, but
it's a starting point, but
it just really helps
scale
with the
down.
direction. It's just like, okay, Now I go from here. You don't have to like play with styling a ton
Right.
more and do this and that. Yeah, that
Might have with a
makes-
spur gear sticking out of the roof, or axle shafts poking out the sides or something.
Right. Dimensionally, though, like I mean, you packed a lot in here. I like that it still has a decent interior, and it still has portal axles, but you managed to cram a full size servo under there, which I thought was a really wise move.
Thank you.
Yeah, like I mean, the micro servos on something like this, it just would not do very well.
No.
So the
And
fact
honestly,
that you can put a nice big servo in there is great.
Driving with this servo like right out of the box, it's just you don't have that like RTR servo mush feel.
Yeah,
it's just
Right.
You're not like, well, that's the first thing I'm changing.
right. It's just not the thought.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
It kind of goes that way a lot of times when we're talking about building cars, and we want to make the consumers happy. We want to try to make improvements on the vehicle as we go along to try to satisfy some of the things that we picked up on as we go. Like you guys say, the common thing is the RTR servo sucks. That a lot of people say that about every car on the market. Well, fortunately, we were able to find use the Spectrum low profile servo and stuff it in there. Granted, there's not a lot of room left over, but it's stuffed in there.
Right. And is that low profile?
Yes, it is.
Oh. Okay.
Low.
Yeah, I guess so. Low-ish profile.
Yeah.
grab a standard 10 scale. You're gonna lose.
Now I'm going to because
you're
like
gonna lose 10 mil off the back side of that thing.
What?
Off the depth, yeah.
I just sold all my stock RTR takeouts.
Okay. Well, no. Well, how many millimeters did you say?
Well, I said 10, but it might be a little bit
It might
less
be
than
more
that.
like 3 or 4.
Shush.
That is not any lower profile at all than this servo.
I've got this other Spectrum right here, and it's basically the same.
Wait, what was that one? A 6380 or 6350?
6390. 6390.
6390. Yeah.
This is a like run of the mill EcoPower 110T, and it is maybe 2 millimeters shallower than yours.
Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know. I guess I'll have to go back and look at the 614 because that's what I compared it to.
All right.
No.
But nice battery size, good battery life too. I actually got a nice like half-hour runtime out of mine easily, which is good.
Yeah,
Yeah, it should. Yeah, I was gonna say it should be.
it's great.
Yeah, 45 minutes ish.
Yeah, for like
that's
a
probably
mini.
closer to what I got.
Yeah, for a
And
mini.
they have the. I don't know if you can still find it, but they do make I think it's an 850C battery, which is an awesome upgrade for the car. If they're still out there, I'm not sure if they're still out there or not, but that Dynamite 850C is a great plug and play battery.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
There
were a few
your servo
people.
options are wide open, guys. But the yeah, this is a little hard case, so
Yeah.
there's going to be soft case lipos even larger. that'll-
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
That'll
that part of it is good. Now the ride height, Randall. Now, I do have preload in this still, but I'm gonna wing all of that out.
I don't. And when the shocks are fully compressed,
Yeah,
which is how it sits.
that's how it's supposed to sit, fully compressed, or maybe 3 mil, not
Yeah.
10, but 3.
There. So like there's three-ish mil.
If I
And
push
links
it
are
down,
pretty much flat.
Yes, links are supposed to be flat.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But when you get it out of the box and you hold it like this, then it looks
when I set
ridiculous.
mine on the ground.
Yeah,
It's still
but
there.
right, but your whole drivetrain is locked, so you're not going to get the car to settle too much because the tires can't roll.
And so yeah.
Technicalities. It settles once you start driving it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Lots of option parts already available at launch too, which I was pretty impressed by. All metal link options are on there. I've got the brass hubs on all 4 wheels, but Randall suggests just the front. I've also
Why
got
were you so lucky to get 2 sets of brass portal covers? Wow.
I opened the box.
Awesome.
Here's the things.
Also the rear link riser is also installed on here.
Yeah, helps with the daily squat.
Yep. What else? Brass hexes as well. I think that's it for upgrades that I have. I don't think there are many others though. Currently.
No, we did. Overdrive gears, which I think you have.
Overdrive gears. Yes, I put those in. Sorry, yeah, I forgot about those.
Yeah. Now the other thing, Randall, you and I were talking on the phone. All of us have basically said the same thing about the tires having no foam. Not the case. They do
have foam. They do have a foam. I didn't say that. There's a very light foam in there. I think I was what I said.
It's a very light foam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a very light foam. The car doesn't weigh a whole lot, and the concept of getting a softer foam or a light foam is to try to get from a crawler's perspective, like a 1-to-1 crawler's perspective or a Jeeper's perspective, is to try to get a little bit of tire squish out of the tire. Now, with this particular car, you do sacrifice a little bit on the side hills where you start to see the tire roll over in high traction, and that's also because it's locked, front and rear. So a lot of times when you see the tire in the front roll over, it's because the rear is pushing that front tire in a straight line, so it just starts to roll that tire over, and that's just kind of a common problem in a fully locked drivetrain.
I'll give you, for the benefit of all of us, Randall, in the future, go with the harder foam and leave an air gap.
Maybe I'll consider that.
It's the
smaller foam. Yeah.
Smaller foam,
smaller diameter.
You get the sidewall, leave the air gap.
Yep.
Yeah.
RC Underdog, thank you very much. Does Randall watch my channel? ? I made a Temper Gen 2 with portals a year or so ago. All jokes aside, love the UTB 18. Thanks for all the work you guys do. Thank you, RC Underdog. Much appreciated.
Yeah, thanks much. I guess I'll have to go look him up.
Yeah, definitely.
So that probably answered his question about his channel.
Yeah. The reason I have all these upgrades, I think, is because marketing.
Yes.
They're not fully available yet, but pre-order them now so you can get them.
Yep.
There's one more option part coming too, which is the steering axle.
So you could add rear steer, right? Yeah,
yep.
Nice.
Yep. Again, you do have to replace the 2-in-1 UC receiver. But some of my mail goods, not specific to this project, but since you guys are doing mail call out, I got a couple of things here that I'm just checking out. For something. So I do have some stuff that I'm going to be test fitting for something.
So cryptic.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Have you tried to jump it over a house?
No,
I
not
tried.
Yet.
Didn't make it off the front steps though.
I threw it off the roof. Actually, no, I did a lot better than my first Capra. This one did not go off a cliff.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
This one.
Did you kick your jump ramp?
He watched it. He watched it. Success. He watched flying cars.
Yes. I'm so glad. That's
how did you watch it by yourself, or did you
do our suggestion and watch it with your lady?
No, I watched it with a box of tissue.
Whoa! Hey! Whoa! Don't tell people that.
Yeah,
I didn't say lotion. I said tissue.
She's young, Randall. I don't know.
I was subjected to a whole lot of. Oh man, how can I say that? Subjected to a whole lot of unsolicited. I'll just say B3 content, if you know what I mean. Was it B3? Yeah, I think it was B3. Yeah.
What? I don't know what that is.
I think it was B3. It was the little buggy that they were driving that was plastered. Freaking posters and signs and,
That was the RC8B, I believe.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
B4. It's B4, I'm told.
Yeah, I just
B4. No, it wasn't a B4. That was an 8 scale buggy. 100%.
Okay. Well, I don't really remember.
I think it was a RC8B3.
There you go.
Yeah, I just don't say the other word.
Right.
Oh,
exactly.
the team associated
In-
part. Got it.
I mean, you guys said TNA was in it, so I was hooked.
Yeah, like ooh,
Well,
trying to get those.
kinda.
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, the wife
Associate
maybe.
might have sponsored that movie. I doubt they'll ever get a confession though. I'm pretty positive they did.
They did
was-
100% sponsor it. Schultz was
Yeah, they-
involved.
Was he really?
Was he involved? I don't even
Yeah,
remember.
I think he was like, yeah, I can get you a car. What is this for?
Yeah.
I got one in my truck. Do you want a clear body and a t-shirt? He was giving those out too.
Yes.
I'm really glad you watched it though, Randall. What's your overall impression of the greatest RC movie of all time?
You know what? I'm going to be honest, dude. It really wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. I've seen, and I paid $3 for it, $4 for it, $3 for it on Amazon, whatever. I've paid a lot more for worse movies in the theater, so it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
All right.
And you know, I will actually. The other thing that got me hooked was I think it was at Revelation Raceway. A bunch of the footage, I think, which was one of the first tracks I went to. And then I kept looking to see if there was somebody else in there, specifically looking for you two guys. I'm like, I mean, they're wanting me to watch it so bad. They've got to be getting a royalty or something. Like, they're in here somewhere. I just got to find them.
No, we actually got demonetized for promoting that movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
A movie that they.
We were like,
I don't
hey,
remember-
can we promote your movie and show the trailer on our show? Or they asked us if we wanted to show the trailer on the show. And we were like, yeah, absolutely. Do we have your permission to do it? Totally. And then we show it, and then we instantly both got demonetized for that episode because the music in the trailer isn't licensed to them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because it was before that was a big issue, right?
I think it's just not handled.
I just don't think they were thinking that through.
It was pretty awesome. What movie is this? Flying
Cars, the
Flying
best movie
Cars.
ever about a man who doesn't want to work. I think that's and likes
just an absolute
college age
loser.
ladies.
And,
So I was
Work in hobby
determined
shops.
I was not going to come on tonight's show without watching Flying Cars first.
That's great. That's so
that
great.
it's determination.
Do you think though do you think there's room in the RC movie realm for more RC themed movies? Like, could we do like a crawler movie? Could Axial be involved in a movie that has this sort of stuff in it? Do you think that's a thing?
Can you imagine trying to make what we do exciting enough for a movie?
Right.
90% of the
yes.
footage. 90% of the footage.
It's- Move the winch stick. Move it. Hurry. I don't have enough time.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. That'd
Just
be
guys
the
pointing at their
majority
feet.
of it.
Yeah.
And there'd be like a girl would go by and nobody would move. Nobody would even look at
Nobody
her.
would move. They wouldn't even look at it. Yeah, they wouldn't even notice. They just,
Get off the course.
oh God.
Get out of here.
Do you want to be a big crawler or
We'd be
wanna
kicking
step
rocks
up
around.
your
We'd be
A-game?
kicking rocks
Joker?
instead of.
Thank you again. Yes, he watched it. When I watched it with my wife, was so put off by it.
How could she be? No. Rebecca loved that movie.
Nicole was definitely questioning all of her life choices. Why am I
I
sitting
don't doubt
here
it.
with you watching a movie about toy car?
Yep. Oh, I got a good question here from Matt Burnett. Thanks very much, by the way. Did we already ask about why a Capra versus other models, both new and legacy? Why would you choose
Great
the Capra?
question.
Yeah, that is a
SCX,
really great question.
Capra or versus, I guess it's really SCX versus Wraith or Bomber.
Sure.
Or Yeti.
Okay,
Why didn't you
so,
bring the Yeti back?
Again, people tell us all we're doing is recreating the same old things in different scales or whatever. Why should we keep doing that? Because they keep, half of the fence is don't do that. Where's your innovation and your originality? And then the other half is bring it back. So
I fully agree. Once
Yeah.
it's dead, just let it be dead.
yeah, Wraith. We couldn't redo the Wraith. We didn't really want to redo the Wraith. Didn't like. I liked the Wraith, but I didn't fully like the Wraith.
Yeah, the station wagon look was never my favorite.
Right. So we went with the Capra just simply because it's a known chassis. It's capable. It literally, we took the four-wheel steer Capra chassis, the cage work, and put it on this car. That way you could do a rear steer option with the car. It's already designed for that. So most of it was that. And then we've talked about like an SCX 18 and stuff like that, but a few of us feel that we just don't have enough cars that are actually crawlers anymore. Everything is so scale, all the SCX line, the SCX 24,
that's a good point.
SCX 10, the SCX 6, like everything's so scale. It's like, hey, we need to bring crawling.
Yeah, just
and
that.
I'm
That's
a
a good
proponent. I love scale, but I'm also a proponent of crawling just because I've done a lot of crawling in a Jeep and a moon buggy and whatever, that it's, it was a good choice to get.
I would
get
also
going.
argue that there's a lot of things from the old Axial lineup, like the Yeti or the EXO or things like that, that just would not fit into the product category anymore. That would be something that Horizon would be like, you can't make that. That's a Losi thing, or that's a Arma thing. Like,
Correct.
stay out of our backyard. It's a whole different world.
Which is true with the Losi brand, the Arma brand, and the Axial brand all being on board. And it is true that when we decide to make a vehicle, we really have to talk about, well, if it's we'll just say a basher that we were kind of talking about as an Axial car, well, wait a minute, do we want to compete with Arma, or do we want to just take that concept and just, hand it over to Arma and let them do what they do? So
use their
it's a tough
catalog that already exists and just
right.
I feel
Have
like
you thought about making a speed run car for Axial?
out of a solid axle rock crawler?
I did. There's actually an event this weekend, which it's out here in Sand Hollow called Battle on the Beach. Shameless plug for Sky RC, and Operation 11 Charlie gets the proceeds. They're doing side-by-side drags and RC drags. And I really, really, really wanted to take an SCX 6 and stretch with some super long trailing arms, like you used to do with the Banshees, and put some big horsepower in it, and just let her eat down the beach. But
that would be.
I don't have all the hookups that you guys have to make parts overnight.
What are you talking about? It took like 3 weeks for me to get those parts. Yes.
You work at a major manufacturer.
That's the problem.
and you have just send it to the same place and then just put it on your expense report.
Yeah. Just say Jeremiah, I'm kind of a big deal.
Horizon does sell complete SCX2 axles. It's sold as a SCX2 front or rear axle kit. So it's got all the parts to either build a front or a rear.
Or a rear, not both.
Yeah. Right. It is not both.
Yeah. So, and we did sell the AR60 as a front only axle.
I didn't remember that.
Yeah. We sold that as a front axle only. We also sell the AR45 standard axles as a a conversion kit, but you can get those. So
now are those it's out there? Or are those discontinued?
The AR45?
Yeah, the straight axle kit.
If it might be discontinued, but we probably have inventory.
Okay, gotcha.
That's what I think.
Okay. Yeah. Chuck's RC Abbott, thank you. Cobb stances are movie worthy. Depends on who's offering this stance.
Comp stancing.
Yeah. And then he has a follow-up question. SCX6 Gladiator? ?
You won't hear me agree to it. I'm not a big fan of Gladiators, Josh.
Yeah, neither am I. They're great-looking toys.
Wheelbase. Yeah, and I actually got a buddy staying at my house right now. He's out here with his Gladiator and stuff like that. So, I mean, they are really, really cool trucks. Don't get me wrong there, but I'm a Jeep guy. I'm a moon buggy guy. So I
I
think
agree. Oh,
to me, it's also like the ABS bodies on the 24 line. To me, I love the way that they look, and I will definitely produce one. But
which one?
that one
You
with the
told
four
us
wheels
all. You told us earlier, but just remind us.
Yeah. It's gonna be a Losi.
Weird. An Axial SCX 24 Losi. All right.
Yeah, it's actually a SCXL.
It's a DBXXXS.
A, don't forget the A.
Oh, A?
Yeah, there's an A.
A?
So I don't know.
A hard
ABS
body
bodies.
when you're crawlers.
ABS bodies are cool. They're super detailed, but oh no, I'm still here. Hang on.
Oh boy.
Adjust your ISO.
Turn your camera back off.
Yeah.
it hit his timeout every 30 minutes.
Was it 30 minutes?
It's got to keep adjusting. It's got to keep adjusting something.
Since you turned it on, I bet.
No, because
Yeah,
I turned it
probably.
on right when you called. Yeah, whatever. So I don't know. I like ABS bodies. They look really, really good. They're super cool, but they also hinder the performance of a vehicle. So
yeah,
but I like them.
Yep.
So
I know.
You'll see
I know.
one from me eventually.
That's why you get so many crawlers from me that don't do good. 'Cause they're
However,
heavy.
if you scale them down and you drive over rocks that are the appropriate scale for that body, it's
Then
doing
they're
what
just
it's supposed to do, and then some. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Josh doesn't understand that concept.
The
Chris
Bronx is a
Barr,
little-
thank you very much. Best tires tested on the UTB 18 Capra at Key City Hobby / Super Shafty so far is the Hot Bodies Racing 3.9 Rover 1.9, vented on Vanquish 1.9 methods. Truck is stock besides this wheel tire package. Sounds like a good choice.
Wow.
I could see that. I mean, I didn't know that you'd be able to find that size Rover still from Hot Bodies. But that's got to be difficult to find, right?
Must be. Are you playing with the steering servo over there? Is that what you're doing?
He said no.
I know that sound, and I know what you're doing.
Rick.
You're doing
I didn't-
exactly what I've been doing over here. I'm just going like this.
Well, I just,
It's gonna snap.
trying to crank that.
Hey, to have
Adjust
faith in your
profile.
products, Randall. Jeez.
Trying to make this profile lower. I was trying to find the lever. The low profile lever.
I definitely tested it. I rolled that thing off of some 30-foot steep inclines several times.
Now you're talking my language. All right.
Yes, without it breaking. It is pretty strong. Obviously, it will break. It's plastic.
Yeah, but you know what I'm more impressed with is the quality of the motor. Even after adding all this weight that I added, still handled it without any trouble whatsoever. I was worried that you would undersize the motor, but it's definitely the right size.
That's honestly always a concern. Motor sizes can be the SCX24. I mean, it was kind of the first, I would say, like super successful 24 scale, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And so the SCX24 motors can burn out. I've seen countless people burn them out, right? But it's just like it was up until that point, they weren't as widely used. People weren't burning them out. So it's just like, now if you were to do it again, would you likely upsize it from that 080? Probably. So
if there's space, maybe.
Well, if you were starting over.
Yeah.
Or if you were.
If we were doing like a SCX 24 2.0 or something like that. I mean, yeah, we try to
body, something
we
blurry.
try to, I don't know. There's nothing there.
This isn't.
Here, Randall, I'll help you out. I'll just make your screen a little bit larger so people can't see any of those things.
We get a better look at all the things in the background.
Matt,
SMT.
I have a hard time fitting Josh's head in that smaller screen, though.
I know. It's crazy how big his head is. Oops, now
The
I've got
SMT
it too big.
seems like LMT, SMT, any of them could have an entry into the small scale right now. Matt just Max Smasher review.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw, actually, I think it was a 24 scale. I've been seeing people that are making 24 scale monster trucks, which is quite.
The SCX 24.
Yeah, I got mine here.
I know that there's Furatech's got a conversion. There's Max FMS, Max Smasher. And is there more than just those two? Well, I know J Concepts just came out with SCX 24.
Isn't what was that guy? Tony CCR.
We actually don't say his full name here anymore.
Okay, good.
He's off the list.
Yeah, apparently he's got one of 18 of these. I did see the other day.
Yeah, he drove one. Yeah, he drove one.
One of 18.
One of 18 what?
One of 18 of these. Huh? Just one of 18. Yeah. Yeah, he did a little thing that said he's got one of 18.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. He's still in character, I take it.
Yeah. I was like, what? Really? Cool.
I hope he just adopts. That is just who his wife has to have cereal with in the morning.
I thought you were going to say another word that sounded S-ish, like that. Like
he did. I will say
that's the guy his wife has to have cereal with. That's where I thought you were going with that. Stretch. No, exactly. The hat, it makes it. Stretch, thanks very much. Axial, Romeo and Juliet, wherefore art thou, rock face?
I don't even know what that means.
I don't either. Don't worry.
No, I'm not sure. Is that a tire or something?
What about the pop hood? Do you like that?
The Lego Man arm.
Isn't that Lego hand was a killer call out, dude.
Yeah, man, great. That is like absolutely perfect. I never would have thought of that.
I did not either.
More so.
Call it that. We would have got in trouble.
No, but more so. You know what I like is a little padded, arm tongue there for the battery. So smart. Yeah.
That's
so smart.
I will give credit to Todd Hodge. Matter of fact, because it was all laid out, and he said, "Hey, can we put a little piece of foam in here to stop?" And I went, "I don't think it needs it." And he's like, "Well, how about we just do it?" I'm like, "All right, let's do it." So
smart thinking.
There you have it.
That's good.
Yeah, it's I mean, it does look like a good idea. Could have come forward there.
Tony just responded. That's why I had to buy mine. CC, is there an X in there?
That was all intentional.
The email never made it to him. Like, we're just gonna try this.
Oh, hey, I did CC at RX. I don't know what.
That's so great. That's great, man. I love it. Hail to the king.
Sir.
Hey, Team Garage Hack. Hey, man.
Are you excited for the UTB 18 as I am? I have some plans for mine, which I think are going to be fun.
Yeah, and I was going to have the same plans, but Josh sucks.
I know. I didn't get him the. He found it. I was like, sweet.
I found what he was looking for. He's like, awesome. And he like leaves the chat, and I'm like, hey, grab one of those for me to save me some shipping because you have a bunch of my junk to ship me anyway. And unread. And then he's like, check it out. And I was like, you suck.
Crickets.
Dumbass.
Why did they paint the beadlocks? I don't know.
You know,
Matt,
let me hear you guys first.
I don't hate it.
Okay.
I'm not running them, so I don't know what you guys are talking about. I put race lines on.
What should they have been otherwise? Like
don't paint them at all.
Right, all black.
Yeah.
Or what about satin wheels?
No.
I don't. Yeah, I like that too.
Nah, not satin.
My opinion. I think it looks great out of the box. But then as soon as you run it for a while, they just get all kind of beat up and scratched up, and I just wind up not liking it. But I don't know. Let's say you took it out in the box and you were going to show it off to your friends or your buddies. I think it's great. It looks great for out of the box presentation. I think it's awesome.
I know what you mean. It is a presentation thing. I get it. All black can look a little boring.
All black is cool.
So these shocks I just measured at 82 millimeters long.
Okay.
So,
Randall, you should go. Yes.
I
Yep.
said okay.
exactly.
That's exactly right. No, I think they
82
are, because I think we talked about it the other day. They're kind of they're in between SCX10 7 mil piston shock and the Yeti Junior front 7 millimeter piston shock. So
Yeah,
they're in between there.
That's definitely a marketing guy number. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care.
I don't know. I don't give a crap about
Marketing has to put that on the
You know
box.
how many? Come on. I don't know how
Yeah.
you guys do it, but you know how many specs I have to stare at and measure and look and try to keep track of when I'm building these cars.
that.
Next thing you know, I'm
box.
gonna make an SCX 24 that has 82 mil shocks. You guys are gonna be like, "What happened here?"
I got him confused. Put the wrong thing on the BOM.
Yeah.
59 mil compressed, 82 extended. But they are basically SCX 10, the original SCX
Yes. Yeah.
bodies.
They
and
should
caps.
be. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. The 7 mil
Yeah,
piston
so they are.
stuff.
Right
The
on.
specs are probably on the Horizon website, because we have to go through and fill out a tech spec sheet for the car. So if you went there, you'd probably see all the specs for the shock lengths and gear pitch and all that stuff.
I'm going to finally cut off the rubber bump stops because
There you go. Now you're going to have a bunch of flex. That's a good pro tip. Is
Get
if
rid
you're
of the
not
bump
having tire
stops.
clearance issues, get rid of the bump stops. You're going to get your ride height lower,
Ah.
and you're going to have more articulation, more droop,
All
or you
right.
should say more flex, more stuff.
I'll ruin mine too.
So the super light springs on these things, like
Yeah.
that's
They
where
are.
that ride height comes in once you do get it compressed, because it's such a light spring, it doesn't rebound.
That's what I was after. Yeah, I didn't want it to unload too quickly. So the shock oil, I do have some numbers for you. So the spring is a 0.6 12 coil spring.
0.6.
Yeah,
Wow.
0.6. If you measure it, it might be 0.5, 8.6.
That might be lighter than an RC 4-wheel drive pen.
Yeah, it's a 12. it's a 12 coil spring, and the shock weight in the car is 20 weight. I don't know the piston hole size, so don't question me there. But the concept of it was, a lot of cars, when you start to tip them over or go side hilling, you'll see that the weight transfer takes over and the springs push it off because the car gets so light. With this car being so light up top, you really had to get a soft spring to where it wasn't trying to push the car off.
Yeah, you took all that weight off with that low profile servo, so you needed to.
Absolutely. Yeah. Dude, I saved like 10.
I'm never going to
10
let you leave things down. It's okay, you know.
No, that's fine. I saved like 10 grams of weight. Up high. Up high.
Now you did all that,
Randall, okay.
and you added all the lights.
Yes.
Which was that something that's like, is marketing like, hey, we know that things sell better in the hobby shop when they have a bunch of lights, or is this something that you kind of just get a little bit of free reign on?
Both. That's why it has rock lights.
Okay.
I am a proponent of rock lights. I like to see rock lights. I have them on my Jeep. You have them on moon buggies, trail buggies. You have rock lights everywhere. Lights sell. It comes with light. You guys were talking about another brand of vehicle that just came out that was kind of cheap. Did it have lights?
Doesn't no lights.
No lights.
No lights.
All right.
I'll give you that one.
So
Oh, you mean
Lights.
this one?
I don't even want to see it right now. Let me.
Just put it on his head, Matt. Just hang it over in front of you and just Randall, I'm going to need you to look up and
What are you talking about?
I have a screen capture I need here. We have some like a Brady Bunch filming session happening.
Fantastic.
So you also did the underdrive gears right away, which is something that you maybe wouldn't expect as much in kind of this. I guess that's what is kind of overdrive. Why did I say underdrive?
Yeah, you said under. That's all right. Now we know what Vanquish is coming out with.
This
they're out of
area,
ideas.
like we used to have the mini rock crawler, the low-C mini rock crawler, and we had the mini comp scene, like for robot crawling, as Matt would call it. Used. It was basically that car solely. Some people would use axles here and there from other cars, but the low-C MRC was pretty much the dominating one. So this used to be like a pretty popular size for performance-based builds. We used to do a lot of this type of thing. So seeing like underdrive and things like that, and now we've kind of forgotten about this scale in so many ways that we don't necessarily expect the full brass parts and overdrive gearing options, things like that, to come right away. So it was cool to see the aftermarket seeded with some option parts right out of the bat.
Yeah, it's something that we've been kind of working on, talking internally about, is to try to get back to bringing a car out and having option parts with the car. So it takes time. Obviously, when you're looking at an 18-month project, if we decided to do that today for another project, you're not going to see it, for some time down the road, 18 to 24 months, just based on timelines. But this car was one of them that, me and the engineers worked hard on to come up with, actively with like, what option parts should we make that might actually sell? What's an actual performance oriented option part versus, let's just say, we'll just call it a aluminum driver's head, or, something that's like.
Those sound really good though.
Sorry. That's
brass. How about a brass driver?
Nah, too much weight up.
Aluminum is performance.
Yeah. Too much weight up.
Yeah.
So, there's things that we look at like, well, does it really help? The links, being the same diameter as the rod ends helps with snags when you're rock crawling. It avoids snags. The steering links, obviously, same thing, and they're stronger. The overdrive in the front is, I think, just kind of a positive all around. You see it in one-to-one rock crawling. You see it in a lot of RC cars. You see it in the RC car competition level. Everybody has overdrive in the front or underdrive in the rear to give you the same effect. So it was good that we were able to say, hey, let's do that. Obviously, everybody adds weight to the front of the car, so that was helpful as well. So it's tough to decide which ones you want to do, because you don't have a whole lot of time when you're building the car to also build option parts.
That's right.
That's a whole other
priority
phase.
is to get them
List
done.
of tasks.
Yeah. And you can't just make it and say, okay, there, it's done. You still have to do your testing iterations of that product to make sure that it is going to work on the car and it's not going to break, or it's going to be fit for the car. So you still have to go through the same stuff.
Yep.
Right.
Tony CCXRC asks, and thank you, Tony.
Who?
Can you mute him?
He's new to the scene. He asked, when will the option parts be available to the rest of us that purchased one of these? Actually, sorry, I misread. When will the option parts be available to the rest of us 18 that purchased one?
Oh my gosh. The only option part that was not available at time of release was the steering axle. Everything else was available. So if it hasn't shipped, I think it's just a matter of processing time.
Yeah, I saw a lot were actually like out of stock already on the website. So does that mean that people ordered them en masse and already already sold out of them?
Could be. Yeah, could be. Yeah.
So there are more than 18, Tony.
Yeah, I can't disclose MOQs or anything like that, or quantity sold or anything. But
that's fine. Yeah, not asking for
totally could be that's exactly what happened. Like, I have no idea. My department is build stuff, not sell it.
Tony, check your local hobby store. They may actually have some of them. I've got one guy saying here that they have them in his hobby shop. So there you go.
What did he not get?
He didn't get anything because he not a marketing
sample. Matt noted this on his review today of the Element SE, but I just noticed, I pulled this one off and I noticed that the motor wires are reversed red to black on here, reversing for the portal gearing, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I'm guessing at the same time though that the sealed can motor is probably timed in reverse as well, right?
I don't think so. No, I think the motor is just stock. That motor is exactly out of the Yeti Junior Can-Am. It's the same motor.
So it may spin a little bit faster in reverse than it does forward.
I don't believe there's any timing in the motor. I don't think so.
Okay.
And usually we try to stay away from that in the rock crawling segment. We try to.
I gotta say, I didn't notice it going any faster in reverse.
Yeah.
So
I didn't either. I didn't drive in reverse at speed though, so
Yeah.
Well,
That's
'cause,
just
when you
the
hit all the
endpoints.
lines perfectly, Josh, you don't need to use reverse.
I know.
So.
Which I have to remember that not everybody can, and it's hard. Sometimes.
I know. I've watched Josh's video. It's pretty bad.
Did you watch my video?
I did. I was impressed. Actually, I was impressed by both. You guys pulled some pretty cool lines that I was like, hey, yeah, that's doing good. I mean,
it's
a little
fun.
biased because yours had these giant tires on it and stuff already, but
yeah, but the foams are too hard. I didn't get any grip out of those tires.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it's kind of cool just to see when you open this thing up, and it does just look like a mini Capra transmission. Now, what I haven't checked is I haven't done the math on the gear ratio here to see.
Is it the same?
It's top secret.
Is it
top secret?
Is it better than the 1/10 Capra was?
It's top secret.
That was geared a little high.
Yeah, that one may have.
That one did seem a little speedy.
A little spry, I would say. Being very generous. I wouldn't know anymore. Mine doesn't have the stock transmission in it anymore.
Seems like it could do crop dusting pretty well, huh?
If anyone needs a stock Capra transmission, I believe I have one in this box here. Dust it off for you.
And I think in all of my testing, guys, I probably maybe broke one axle housing in all the destructive testing that I was doing. Like I said, it will break. It's plastic, but
I guess I am actually surprised that the axle housing would break. I could have seen like a top portal gear breaking because of the square drive and how close the teeth are to everything.
Yep.
But the axle housings, I mean, for this size, it's got a truss that goes from corner to corner.
Yeah.
I guess I'm kind of surprised, but
it broke out on one of the ends. But again, I got some pretty big ledges out here in San Hollow to roll things off of. So
I'm actually I'm sizing up some straight axles to maybe put on there. That'd be kind of cool.
Matt's just trying. I did miss one from Team Garage Hack, hoping the underdrive portal gear I have coming has enough meat between the square drive and the root of the teeth to not detonate. Overdrive. We both made the same.
Overdrive. We do not make an underdrive.
unless Team Garage Hack is saying that he has one on the way that he's making. Perry G, thank you. Randall, Josh is new, so you have to explain things like shock tuning. And TGH again, would you say the performance and competitive sector helps identify components that provide both performance upgrade and what may be desired? Like as far as what people do in the aftermarket, like does that help you decide what you want to do?
Yes.
As you release new cars?
Yes, absolutely. And I mean, this car was already done and produced, but I did go to my first comp crawl a month ago, I think, the one, Josh, you couldn't make when you were sick, and I hadn't been to one of those in a long time, and I borrowed one of our engineers' car, Wyatt's car, and competed in my first MOA comp in I don't know how long it's been, but I was about middle of the pack, but they had the 10 scale, the supers and the minis, and it was really cool. I hadn't really done a lot of investigating into that, and I was quite impressed to get back into that and check it out.
How many 8-year-old girls were competing?
They were all in comp stance, and I was up above them, so I didn't even see them.
Towering above. That's the comp site is so addictive. I'm so mad that I wasn't able to go. Like,
yeah, you'll have to play with your robot on a rock somewhere else, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Robot over rocks. I don't argue that one bit because and that's what happened to the segment a long, long time ago, and that's where Axial shifted to just scale wheeling.
And Axial made, they had the base to be able to make the change easily at the time. They're just like, no, we're just kind of done with this, and we're focusing on what we already have going on here.
Yeah, we used to have West Coast Championship, and then we switched to Axial Fest.
Yep.
Yeah, see, that's what Axial Fest started as, the West Coast Championship, which was
there were guys running around as superheroes and all kinds of fun stuff.
Captain Axial.
Yeah.
Or was it Axial Man? I don't remember.
Captain
Uh,
Axial.
it
I don't think
probably
it's
was Captain
Axial
Axial,
Man.
but you might as well call it Axial Man.
Blank Man and Axial Man are together at once.
Oh
gosh.
man.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
good, man. I really like the car. I hope it does well in the market. Everybody I've handed one to drive at my house, they've loved the car. There's obviously room for improvement. I kind of like to build that in. Like, we're on a time frame, so we can only make it so good before we have to move on to the next phase. But I like to leave room for improvement for people just to personalize it the way that they want. A lot of my projects are that way. Some are good, some are not so good. But it's really cool to see how the market, the industry, all the consumers accept it, and then what they do to them, which gives us more ideas down the road to just make more products that are cool.
Speaking of, Turbo
at least you left
TT
me
wants
plenty
to
of-
know why you recommend cutting the bump stops off if they're there. Like, why would you not? Why wouldn't you take them off? Or
Because
why
if
are
there's
they
rubbing, because if there's rubbing issues from the tire to the frame or the body or the shock springs, they're going to complain about that.
right?
Yeah,
So
that is a common thing.
Yeah, this is like a
it
little
happens.
tiny performance boost by removing them,
Yeah.
but you might rub the body up against or the tire up against the shock, or
especially
the
if you're
body,
running
or
like
whatever.
4.6 tires or something.
Oh my god,
I mean,
these are 419s, and I'm not running them anymore.
Yeah, Matt was doing his Tony impression.
monster truck. And
I thought it looked pretty cool with them. Most people who saw it also agree with that.
yeah, okay. Well, and look, yeah, it looked pretty cool. And look at the 1.9 Capra, the 4-wheel steer Capra, or even when it wasn't 4-wheel steer, everybody complained about the ride height. And then they also added 2.2 size tires.
Yes, exactly.
On shorter shocks, so it kept it, low and neat.
Way
The
shorter
smart
shocks.
ones did.
Now, Randall, those are your customers.
No. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Not anymore.
The one problem with this car and these type of cars in general is ease of maintenance.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes hand in hand just with a caged car like this.
Very much so.
And this one's not too bad because there's just 2 screws on each side to pull the skid plate out, and then you can pull the shocks off, and then at least you can drop it out. But it's still not all that easy. And man, there is a lot of wires up in that.
Oof.
It's just
Holy cow.
There's a lot going on in there. So,
peanut butter and jammed in there. Just
all right, I'll
put the stop on screw together. Like,
I'll admit something. The lead, the battery lead from the ESC to the battery,
yeah.
was an afterthought.
Oh, it's too short. You need to plug in the.
It was. Yeah, I had everything. We had it all set up and built, and I'm like,
Wait a second.
oh man.
Something's not right here.
It's like lick the fingers.
Yeah. I didn't even think about it, and then we got everything all set up, prototyped, and just forgot about the battery lead on the ESC, and was like, "Oh no, that's not good. How do we get it over there?"
Whoops.
Yeah.
And it had. I don't have it out here, but we actually even had the ESC box flipped 180, so the ESC was on the back of the car at first.
Gotcha.
You cannot do it now, but when the first prototype we had, it was mounted on the outside and the back.
Got it.
I got you there. It does look nice that it's enclosed now.
Yeah.
And then you were able to do just the the wiring treatment that it's all in here. Just went full OCD for sure.
I'm gonna make a note, and I'm gonna add it to my quality control list that I need to clean up the wiring, and then pass that on to the vendors so we can get
There
it
is a
squared
there is
away
a
for
lot of
Josh.
all the lights and everything that's in there. I get it. There's a lot of leads.
There's a lot
going
of
on.
stuff going on in there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's nice. It's a nice tight little package though. Randall, nice job.
That's
A lot
what
of
she
fun.
said.
Yeah, I was like, leaving that alone. It's just
On that note,
guys, so fun.
always a
Yeah,
pleasure hanging out with
I'm
you,
looking
Randall.
forward to
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks for reviewing the car. I really appreciate it. I like being in the show with you guys whenever I have a new project coming out. So
When are you coming on next?
Just
End of
remind us
January?
what day it was.
end of, I don't know, January, February, somewhere around that time, probably.
January, February.
Probably.
All right.
All right. Okay. Keep us in
Man,
mind.
I know you guys know we've talked about it off camera or whatever, and most people do know that we're busy. The developers and us product developers and the engineers are constantly working on something new, and you have to juggle it and time it to where we can keep coming out with newer, better stuff. You know,
Hit your camera again. Hit your
30
camera.
minutes.
almost time to go. Yeah. And I promise next time I'll have a camera that actually doesn't look like that.
Hey, I think it's fun.
Was it that way last time too?
No.
I don't
Okay.
think so. I mean, not that I remember.
Probably not. It was probably a different camera.
Chris Barr, thanks very much. Final question. Why the SLT protocol no bind to DX5 rugged?
Great question. What you're going to see is SLT is more cost friendly. We won't have controllers. You won't see controllers that I'm aware of that will be controllers that are dual protocol, but you will see receivers that become dual protocol. So you can buy a DX controller and bind it. What you see here, what happens is a lot of times we don't have something particularly ready to where this 2-in-1 ESC receiver can be dual protocol, but it is something that we're kind of trying to progress through. And you most likely will not see any of those other controllers you guys showed earlier that were identicals. Everything that everything that we should be doing in the future, we're trying to work towards doing SLT and the DX stuff. So
cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, trying to make it easier.
I do like that SLT on this one. It's just a
this is a
comfortable
good,
radio.
nice, comfortable radio.
Yeah.
Easy to do one-handed. I like if I get a new car and it's got a controller where I can't thumb steer, I'm in real trouble because my running videos aren't going to be nearly as good.
You can use my downloadable files to give you the thumb steer.
Or if you have do you have a DX3 controller with a thumb steer?
Oh yeah, the one that came with the bomber.
That'll bolt on.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
I believe that bolts on. I tested that.
Well, that's for the small thumbed people of the world. All right.
Obviously, a SLT3. You could bind an SLT3 controller to this car.
Yep.
So
cool. Awesome.
Good stuff.
Thanks, Randall.
Thanks, Randall.
Thanks for watching Flying Cars too. Really appreciate that.
I had
harassing you in January.
Yeah, we'll see you again in January or something.
Yeah.
And that 4x4 something comes out.
It's definitely not a 6x6. Oh, now
you
it
said
is a
4
6x6.
wheels, 4 tires. No bullshit in that.
It's a what are those 6x6 Land Rover Defender? No, sorry. Awesome, guys.
Amazing.
Thank you very much for having me on the show.
Thanks for hanging out with us, Randall.
See you, everybody.
Bye. You're back. We're back to just the two of us again. Here's where the show goes right downhill.
Right,
oh,
exactly.
It's so big again. You're huge.
Shut up.
Oh man, that was great. Lots of fun with that.
Lots of fun to harass Randall about, as always.
Yeah, always. I get a real kick out of bringing him on here.
My guess is that we're going to start seeing more and more of these cost area focused cars. No duh. I don't think that that's a no duh thing. Cars have been getting in, like you started to see a lot more at the 590,
Yeah, but
500 to
no, no, no,
600.
no. This is what's happening, man. You're getting a much larger spread between the low cost but still good quality RC
Mhm.
hobby grade stuff, and then the high end stuff. The middle ground is what's shrinking.
Yeah.
There's a lot fewer choices in that sort of middle ground. You're getting the $1,000 toys and then the $150 toys, and
Yep.
that's satisfying. Unfortunately, it's kind of, I don't even want to get into this, but it's
Yeah. I know
you know
exactly
what I'm
what you mean.
saying.
I know what you're saying. It's
Yeah.
so I expect that we'll see, this is 250, the new Element 300. I think that that 350 and less range is going to
That's going
be
to explode over the next year, I'd
it's going
say.
to be a lot. I think that people are going to have to catch up to like the Element style of cutting to get to that. I
Hmm.
think we're going to see a lot more of it.
Yeah, and then Moose Jaw makes a great
Or we're
point.
going to
He
start seeing
says,
different scales.
yeah, you'll see different scales. You'll see lower budget options, which Moose Jaw thinks should help hobby shops sell more upgrade parts, which is actually great for the hobby because it keeps those stores open.
Yes, I mean, upgrade part and hobby shops that will stock them is the hope.
Yeah, that's
That's
the other
always
thing.
the problem.
Mhm.
I'm lucky with great hobby shops.
Yeah, you are
I've
very lucky. And I've
I've
got
lived
some
in
really great
places.
ones too, but our market, our demographic is so much smaller that it just cannot support a store that carries
And
all brands of
I
everything.
sh- I should yeah rephrase that as well. I've lived in places that didn't have the market to support stores stocking that stuff because it's expensive to just have it there when one guy a month comes in to buy one part. So, eh,
Yep.
you know, it's and yeah, like the money is not made in selling these.
It's selling the upgrades, selling the
So
parts.
at least not to the yeah. So
Yeah. Turbo TT makes a good point though. He says mine all start at 400 but are $1,000 by the time I'm done. Or you build a monthly mayhem car and you spend maybe $2,000 and it doesn't even go that fast. Yet.
yeah, but you see, it was expensive.
It's expensive.
So, uh, yeah, that's it's an interesting thing, and I'm looking forward to this as much as it is a weird size compared to other items. Like
Yes.
we talked about on our live stream on Friday. It's just like these are 18th scale, supposedly.
Well, yeah, in name only.
Right.
This is truly 1/18th scale based on the wheelbase. That's about
Yeah.
as close to 18th scale as you can get. This I don't even know. Like that's not
No,
an 18th scale man.
the Capra is definitely not 18th scale, and
No.
we could have talked to Randall more about that. He and I had a conversation on the phone about it, which was pretty interesting. I don't know how much of it is tellable, but I don't know. I get the mini stuff is oftentimes not my favorite, which everyone's gonna have. A lot of people only like fifth scale RC cars. It's whatever. This one didn't give me that same mini feel.
No, it didn't because it's quite capable.
And it's
You know?
damn near 10th scale. You know what? For an 18th scale, I really like this thing.
This is really super capable because it uses the same size tires as my 10th scale stuff. It's pretty cool. Check it out, Josh. Way more capable than any other Class 0 out there.
Would you call it closer to 12 scale? Matt,
Yeah.
you have that 12 scale FMS.
I do indeed. It's not in here right now, but that is not 12 scale either. It's
what is it?
14th scale.
How does it compare in size to this?
It's comical. You want me to go get it?
Yes, go get it.
All
I'd
right,
like to
okay,
see it.
so go get it.
I had missed a couple. I did miss one from Team Garage Hack again. You made a mistake. I spoke to the future. That's what I thought. That is what I thought. So underdrive gear option, Team Garage Hack is saying or hinting at. And Big Jim, he was asking Randall, any hints on the future releases, like scale or timing? We did try and get all of those things out of him, so I apologize that I didn't ask him that. But I tried to pry those things out as much as I could. Here's a hint: quick hints, quick jabs. We've got something from Randall coming end of January. I think.
But who knows?
January.
He could have just been lying.
He's not lying. He's not that.
He's not good at that. Okay, so there you go.
Back up, or put it in front of your face. Oh wow! So top one 18th scale, bottom one 12th scale.
Yeah. I tried putting a 6-inch man in here, and he did not fit. I was like, that's weird. Oh, that's because it's not 12th scale. It's a nice looking model, but
oh, sorry, go for it.
I would not say it's a good crawler.
No.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. Like they did an amazing job. You know, all the doors that open and everything, tailgate and reverse lights and leaf springs and all the cool stuff. But it does not drive well.
Yeah. That's like the 12 scale Jimny from FMS. Looked great, super cool, detailed. Drives terrible. Gets stuck on the tiniest little. It's infuriating to drive.
Yeah.
Ecto Sports, who is Randall, pointed out the UTB 18 didn't get leaked.
That's correct. It did not get leaked. Do you know why? Do you know why?
Because it didn't go out to anybody until it was out.
Because everybody got it like 4 days after it was released.
I think that Axial was trying to surprise themselves and not leak it. Like, hey, you know that UTB, release it now. Like, what?
Put it out. Put it out. Put it out there.
But we haven't even put a leak out. Like, it's on. It's for sale. Now what?
Psych.
Psych. Got you good.
Gotcha. Math is hard. Patina guy's saying it's 12.875 scale. Which one though, Patina guy? The Defender? I think maybe he's. I don't know. I'm pretty sure. Richard Richard told me it's 14th scale, and I'm going to believe Richard because he knows every number about every Toyota that's ever existed ever.
I believe that.
So, much respect, but
no,
Richard.
Yeah, you've been jerked.
Well, actually, you've been turked. Because Turks are the Toyotas, Jerps are Jeeps.
But he does everything backwards, so touche.
Hi.
Yeah.
Oh. This is my video. Best video.
So much fun.
His video was the best. Video. Yeah, his was the best.
He is not invited back immediately, disqualified, but still a great video.
Why is he disqualified?
Because, I don't know. Specifically
he used the right GNSS.
That graveyard speed runs were not allowed.
He only did one though. You said runs. He only did one
true.
there.
Semantics. I agree.
So, yeah. But he used a GNSS, so
he did use a GN. He did follow the rules.
He bought that just for this.
I accept.
Yeah.
Now I do have to question. I got this question on my Instagram stories today. Like, do you think Richard crashed that truck on purpose? I'm like, I don't know, because his final run, like, he was in the throttle all the way, and like he's at himself, and he turns, and the road ends in 15 feet.
But Josh, that's how I used to drive those things. I would just pin it and hope for the best. So because he told me at the very beginning, he's like, I don't think I'm gonna go crazy with this because I still want to have a Phoenix at the end of this challenge so I can build something with that. And so my guess is no, he fully was in it to win it. He got so enthralled by the challenge
in his head that he forgot about the slowdown part.
I think he probably also thought that maybe it would just be like a smooth transition to grass.
It had to get 6 feet in the air.
He had the most spectacular crash of anybody, that's for sure.
I mean, if I was going to think who was going to get the most air, he was not on my list.
Who would you have put first?
Tony.
Because he would have jumped it off of a ramp.
Yeah.
To try to do one of those standing backflip things.
Yeah, he'd do that, and then he tried to put it on its side and drive it in a circle, and,
He'd be doing all that stupid ass, like...
Yeah. Trying to pull a KLN Nation
whatever
move for Instagram.
Whatever this truck is.
Yeah. So I mean, I saw that.
Jay Rogers says it folded like a taco. Yes, it did.
Yeah.
For the speed, that's not far off because he ended up with 54, right? So that's only 6 miles per hour less than I fully committed my TRX6 to the curb with. So not surprised it bent that poorly.
I mean, very, very impressive.
Yeah, absolutely, it was.
To see that fold, I was just like, oh, okay. And then I assume that was his fiance in the truck.
Yes.
Her response was my favorite thing, because it was like a mom telling their kid, like, "You're done playing outside. Like, I think it's done. Like, we can go home now." Like, just her tone was just like, "I think it's done.
I think we can leave."
The divot in the grass was pretty impressive too. Yeah. That and just his reaction to it, just like, and like not a real descriptive thing. He's just kind of like pointing at it, just like a piece of grass. Just very American Beauty of him. Just.
Matt Romero said his speed was from those spins in the air. Yeah, possibly. I'd like to see the G forces on that. That would be kind of funny.
Oh man, that was his crash. Tony's summoning of eagles was also pretty good.
My genuine joy, I think I was pretty happy about that.
Your happy dance of the
yes. I was so happy for myself. It was great.
Your complete waste of a beautiful runway.
I know.
Both of you.
Because K-Pop didn't even get his running. He did not even drive it on the airstrip at all.
And his jumping around in the back of you while you're filming.
I'm trying to be serious, and all of a sudden he's like, boop, beep.
Oh, amazing.
Running across frame. All in all, it was a great challenge. It was really fun to watch everybody's videos, and I'm pleased that we all participated and got through it and made some really great content that made for some very entertaining hours spent.
I think that in the end, would you still do 1 hour, or would you rather do a build video and a run video?
Build video and run video.
I think so too. I think that is how I would like to see the next one broken up.
Yeah, definitely.
Even if it's all done at once, like we all have to do the video, and then do the run video, and that we can space them out the whole deal.
Yeah, for sure.
But that way, no one gets the like, ooh, that was a good idea. I'm going to change this up before the runs.
Right.
But that way it splits them up. I
think we have to make a couple. There's so much work, especially when you leave it all to the end.
Yeah.
like somebody. This ding dong.
Yeah.
No, but I think there's some things I would probably change if we were going to do it that way. It's something I would have changed this time too. The car that gets entered into the viewer's choice is the car that has to run. I would also change that rule, because I think people took some opportunities between the time that we had the viewer's choice and the final end of the competition to change their vehicles.
Gotcha.
It should be like, let's cap it. Like, this is the last thing you can do to the car.
Oh, Art here says viewer's choice should be post-run.
Ah, interesting.
So we're like all 100% done. We do the viewer's choice. That gets tagged on.
Yes. Brilliant.
Marred,
give that man a prize.
Marred and mangled cages. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you see is what you get.
That would be a good way to do it. I agree.
I like that. I like that a lot, actually.
I can just... Oh, that would be some serious foreshadowing. Richard's car sitting on the bench and this just this banana.
Or even better, do all the runs, do your final video with your final posted speed, then do the viewer's choice based on whatever photo you want.
An action shot or whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever it is, whether it's an action shot, your mangled mess, or the beauty shot that you wanted to first submit before you drove it. You know, like... That way the speed gets tacked on after the fact, after all the running's already been done, so nobody knows who gets the bonus.
Right. No, it makes sense.
Because to be fair, I went in going 67's going to be pretty good. Because I had the bonus. I was like, 67's going to be pretty good. It's not going to be the bottom. Probably won't be the top. But I'm comfortable with that. Had I not known, I definitely, like, that Saturday night, I would have been like, F it. And I would have gone to the hobby shop. I would have bought new stuff. I would have said, screw work, screw wife, screw everything. I'm going out and running more.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, that makes sense. I think a couple of mods like that would be solid. I think it would help alleviate some of
ban send cut send. No, we won't be doing that. That's ridiculous. Josh has those tools at home and cut all of his own carbon fiber. How am I going to do that? How can I possibly compete with that? It took time out of my build schedule to get those parts designed and then sent and then cut and then sent back to me. I lost 4 or 5 days each time I did that. So no, send cut send stays in.
Send cut send is like an equalizer.
Yeah, it doesn't level the playing field by removing it. Get out of here.
Yeah. It just benefits me more.
Yeah.
Even if I couldn't use my CNC, I still have a pretty good access to some pretty good tools.
Yeah, exactly. And everyone can use it. It's not like nobody can't use it. That's the other thing. It's not like it was like a bonus for me just because I had it. It was an equalizer in that it allowed me to do the same things that Josh could do. I said it right at the beginning. I'm joshing this competition, and I joshed the heck out of it, in my opinion. Right. And I still designed everything too, and I'm not defending my choice. This was just always something that I talked about doing. Not like it was a surprise to anybody.
The whole thing with like the people who thought Tony's argument was actually real about like having that part done. It's the same thing as like I draw a part and I hit print on my 3D printer. Like it does the work too.
Yeah,
just having a laser that's not in my room do it.
Yeah, precisely. Y'all definitely cheated in the competition having stuff done for you. No, I don't see it that way at all. The amount of time I spent designing the chassis more than makes up for me using a service where I had to pay and get it sent, and it still took time to get it done.
Yeah.
Joshed everything except the battery.
Dang it.
Yeah. You guys can argue it all you want, but nobody else had a problem with it except the king of RC.
Right. Which was a joke.
Yeah, he's a character, guys.
He knows that that's not.
I'd send my parts to Tony for welding.
his fab portion of his video was one of my favorite parts is something. It's because you'll do it as like a fabric. He's welding. It starts the car on fire, which happens, but you can see if you go back in his video, he sees that it catches on fire in his mask, and he goes tries to blow it out. He goes, but he's got the
mask.
He's still got a full hood. Oh, whoop. So yeah, that was
all right. We kind of could probably talk about Mayhem again, and I am still on the fence about whether or not I'm going to do a follow-up video. I don't feel like I actually need to.
Yeah, I started to film one last night, and then I stopped midway, and I was just like, I didn't like how it was. I didn't like how it was going, like because I was trying to go in depth on design stuff, and I'm just like, it's so hard to like just be like, all right, and then go over the whole thing of design.
Yeah,
it's like I could do a 20-minute video for each of the portions of that.
If you want to see that that car in its entirety, I did a What's on the Bench last week all about it, so you can watch that.
I do want to get my forged carbon side pods on there, but that's one of the my only thing. I want to get the rear wing repaired, put those forged carbon side pods on, and just pinion up. I never adjusted gearing once on that thing.
Wow. What was your final gear? I remember your final gear being very theoretically high.
Yeah, it was geared to do like 100
and something more.
Like
I think it was like 130.
Now it was like 106 or 7 or something.
It was up there.
I could
Dave 4130. Did he just call the king a joke? Okay,
Lord Farquaad over there is
Mr. Paper Plays. You guys have any 54 to 56 millimeter 1.0 wheels and tire recommendations? No, I don't.
God. Oh, 1.0. I was like, wait, 54 millimeter? Like, that's barely the size of the wheel.
I don't have any off the top of my head. You're getting a TRX4M and would love some recos. Well, they have aftermarket wheels and tires that work for their truck. Why don't I? It's like I've been hanging out with Josh too much.
Yes, they're cars. This is a car.
It's an automobile.
Listen, unless it's an 18-wheeler in the traffic world, it's considered a car.
I mean, the Wrangler MTR is a 55-inch or 55 millimeter tire. And that's a 1.0.
So you'll get bonus points there.
So you get bonus points. And that is a 1.0, so maybe that one.
So if I make a little chassis for this map.
Yeah.
Stretch the wheelbase, of course. Would you like the chassis to be 3D printable, or do you want it to be cut?
Ooh.
I feel like if I make a 3D printable one, I just distribute it, and then. But.
I feel like for.
I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and
simplicity.
Just cut mine.
Yeah, the spammers are in full force. I better report that one. There we go. Yeah, I think for simplicity for other people, print, but I'll take a cut one.
Yeah. Yep, I think so as well.
Yeah.
Why not? But I think once I cut the flares and the top and all that off of this thing, make for a fun little
you know, there's a really nice CJ conversion for that body that I would probably do again.
Oh, is there?
Mm-hmm.
Is it? It's the hood and
oh, yeah. Yep.
It's 3D printed, I assume.
No, resin.
No. Oh, that might not be so bad.
Yeah, I've done it twice. It looks really good. All right.
Well, that's good.
It's 11:15, so we're going to say goodnight now. And thank you
Yep.
to the following. Gunnar Nissen. We forgot to mention Vanquish Products sponsoring this. Supposed to tag myself, Josh, and Vanquish in a post on Instagram. You'll be entered to randomly win Wheels of Fortune. Is that what you decided?
Possibly. Yes,
Possibly.
I think,
Okay.
Yeah. But we do have a code.
Oh, yeah, the code. That's right. If you hangers-on are still here.
Only be the first 25 people to use it. Now, if you have a discount already on the website, it will not work. Or it shouldn't work. If it did, it'll just be refunded. But for the non-Black Friday special stuff, I believe, it's going to be HDSBG Live. There's your code. Ready, go. 25 people.
What's the code?
HDSBG Live.
Boom.
One word.
There you go, 25 of you. Thanks to Gunnar Nissen, Wrapped Graphics, Blind Guy RC, Chuck's RC Habit, The RC Underdog, Matt Burnett, Chuck's RC Habit again, Chris Barr, Stretch, CCXRC, and Chris Barr. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you to, I gotta scroll up, Scott O'Blander, Hazard 3, CCXRC, Blind Guy RC, KC Crawler, Jeremiah Salberg, Joker 510714, One Bear Ends, Eric Baker, Team Garage Hack, Perry G, Big Jim.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Have a
See you Friday. Be sure to watch What's on the Bench live tomorrow. It'll be a good one.
Oh, it's a live one tomorrow.
Or, sorry, What's on the Bench weekly.
I was going to say, is it done already?
I'm very sick.
Yes. All right.
All right.
Goodbye, everybody.
Have a great night, everybody. Love you. Bye.